19 years old, tall, quiet, and carrying a second-hand GI that had seen better days. Darius Carter walked into the Jiu-Jitsu academy for the very first time. He felt every whisper that followed him. Another wannabe. Someone muttered. Bet he won't even last the week. The word stung, but his stride never broke. He wasn't new to sweat, discipline, or pain. For years he had trained in his garage with nothing more than sandbags stitched together to mimic an opponent. Nights after homework, weekends when other kids went out, he'd be there drilling moves over and over, replaying old VHS tapes of champions until the edges wore thin. His single mother, working double shifts to keep food on the table, didn't know half the hours he poured into those mats. Darius wasn't born into privilege, but he was born with fire, and tonight, he was finally stepping into the arena where respect had to be earned. The instructor, Riggs, a swaggering brown belt, looked him up and down and smirked. "All right, new guy, let's see what you've got." Around them, students formed a circle, their chuckles filling the air. Riggs motioned for one of his best blue belts to step forward. "Make it quick," he said with a grin. The match began in a blur. The blue belt lunged forward confidently, but before anyone could process it, Darius slipped past, twisted, and bam! His opponent hit the mat, stunned and silent. The laughter from moments earlier turned into uneasy murmurs. Riggs frowned, brushing it off. "Lucky move." Another student stepped in, more cautious. Darius breathed steady, eyes locked, every movement fluid like water. The exchange lasted seconds, then another crash. The second student was pinned, unable to move. The crowd grew quieter. Whispers floated. Who was this kid? Riggs' smile disappeared. He wasn't going to let this slide. The smirk hardened into a challenge. "Me and you." The circle of students hushed instantly. This was no longer a spar. It was a test of hierarchy, a reminder of who ran this mat. Darius tightened his belt and nodded. He had waited years for this moment. The clash was brutal from the start. Riggs was stronger, heavier, and clearly more experienced. Within seconds, he slammed Darius to the floor and bent his arm into a near lock. A bolt of pain shot through Darius's shoulder. The students cheered, their voices hungry for his humiliation. "Tap out, kid." "You're done," Riggs sneered. But Darius wasn't done. Not after all those nights training alone. Not after carrying years of laughter behind his back. He gritted. His teeth steadied his breathing and waited for the smallest opening. Then, he exploded. A lightning-fast sweep. A sharp shift in weight. Riggs staggered, eyes wide in panic as his balance slipped away. In one seamless motion, Darius twisted, locked, and trapped him in a submission hold so clean it silenced the entire gym. The timer stopped at 14 seconds. 14 seconds. That was all it took. Riggs tapped furiously. The room erupted, not with laughter, but with stunned disbelief. From the back of the room, the head instructor stepped forward. He had been silent until now, arms crossed, studying every detail. A black belt with years of authority behind his gaze, he moved toward Darius and stopped just a few feet away. "You've trained before," he said, not as a question, but as a fact. Darius nodded, sweat dripping, chest heaving. "Just not here." The man's lips curved into the faintest smile. Without another word, he untied his own belt. Gasps echoed through the gym. Then, with deliberate reverence, he placed the black belt across Darius's shoulders. The same students who mocked him only an hour ago now erupted into applause. The whispers turned to cheers. The doubt turned to respect. That night, Darius Carter stopped being just another teenager trying to prove himself. He became a living reminder that greatness doesn't wait for permission, it demands it.